Testing, testing. Oh, there you go. It's rolling. Of course it's rolling. Hello, everyone. Hola. I have to say hola as I'm wearing my Puerto Rico t-shirt, which is probably like over 20 years old. Amazingly, it hasn't shredded apart. And shalom, bienvenidos, welcome. Hope you can join me for this little talk. Grab yourself a cup of tea or coffee, or in my case, decaf coffee. Trying to, cut back on the caffeine. Yeah, so The Chosen. I don't know about you all, but you all. It's so weird for me because I'm not originally from Oklahoma. I've gotten into saying that though. In Kansas, they say you guys. Feel free to comment what they say wherever you're at. But I'm practicing you all. Anyways, my heat just kicked in. It's a little chilly here today. It's been very nice in Oklahoma, but it's a little chilly today. I saw The Chosen with one of my dear friends. We went to the theater to see the new episodes showing in the theater last week on... Oh, well, yeah, I guess it was just a few days ago, Friday. I've loved The Chosen. I've missed a few episodes. Well, actually, quite a few episodes. But I want to keep watching up into where we are now, which we're in now the season 4. We went to see the first episodes. And I have to say, I've loved this. I love how in The Chosen, they're portraying people like they really would have been, really, as far as like biblically and ethnically, as far as the Middle Eastern appearance, the mixed appearance. Israel, even today, it is a melting pot. Forget the protests that say Israel is full of white supremacists. I'm like, these people who say this, they've never been to Israel apparently, because it is such a mix, such a diverse mix of people. That's why I love, one of the reasons why I love Israel. Israel is by no means perfect. Every nation has its problems. A lot of people today are so upset with what's going on, and I don't really want, the purpose of this video wasn't to get into that, but I will just say this though, that the people who are so angry and hateful towards Israel right now have no idea what it's really like there. I was a student there for a time. I know a bit about it, and this is something that's been going on forever, the terrorism, and Israel's had enough. And people just see one side of the story. They don't see the whole story, and they don't know how in Israel, if you are a Muslim, if you are even from Gaza and you are living in Israel, you have rights, you have freedoms. You are treated, well. I mean, here in our country, in the USA, you can be treated badly just by your neighbor next door. So it's hard. I don't even want to waste my time. I don't waste my time anymore talking to people about Israel when they are just so irate towards Israel. War is ugly. I hate seeing war. Nobody wants to see people die. Nobody wants to see that. But people don't understand why Israel has fought with such a what's the word I'm looking for? Such a vigor. They don't understand. They don't understand that this is about years and years of pain. And when people say, look at the old maps that say Palestine, oh my goodness, they don't know the history of how when Israel was conquered, that it was a name given to Israel to basically, it was a mockery, because it was to remind Israel of their enemies, who had surrounded Israel before. There has always been a Jewish presence, though, in Israel long before it was reestablished in 1948. Long before that, there's always been, I just find it funny when people think that the Jewish people in Israel are all, like, extremely white and pale-skinned people, too. Anyways, that was a lot off, but that is something I love about The Chosen. They've done a great job making sure the people who play are like mixed or something. I would love to be in The Chosen episodes, and I am mixed, but I probably still have, my skin is still too light, maybe, to be in it. But Yeah, but I don't know. What I love too is that they share so much Hebrew. Like I understood it too, since I know some Hebrew, since I grew up learning Hebrew, the letters, and then I learned to speak it. I love how in the Chosen they put that in there. They make it humorous. There's things in there that's gonna make you cry too. There's just, it's so good. So I really have nothing negative to say, except for this one thing. There is a scene there where the Lord, where Yeshua, he takes the Talmidim, the disciples, to the um, like the temple of Baal, takes them to this place that's, it's unpleasant, it's nasty. They're not worshiping the true God of Israel, and clearly, there's people who they're not particularly all that happy. You feel that they do a great sense of portraying that the people coming into this false God temple, they're just, it's heavy, and the Lord gives us teaching, and Simon gets the name Peter, new name Peter, or Kipha in Hebrew. All that's great. Then when the Lord says, I will build my church. So here's the thing. It's considering the fact that they do such a great job of infiltrating Jewish culture into these episodes, I really can't complain. Even to the point where they say, or where Yeshua says in response to the chief rabbis, I am the law, which is brilliant. I love it. He says, here I will build my church. The reason why I have a problem with this, which it's not going to keep me from enjoying the episodes, I'm going to continue watching them and love them. I'm not surprised by it, but is that in original Hebrew, in the context, actually the word church does not exist. That is something fairly modern. The idea of the word church, of course, meaning a gathering of people, but a lot of people have this idea of it meaning also a building, a place, a certain community. The Lord talks about his bride in the Bible, right? An assembly of people of faith. And I love that. I love it actually being portrayed that way and spoken that way, because when it comes to heaven, we are going to have a group of people from all different nations, people of all different cultures, with one common denominator being the love of Yeshua. Yeshua has the Israeli Jewish background, culture. He does. That's his culture. But everyone's coming from different places, and so really, what I would have loved to have heard for that scene is I would have loved it if the Lord had said, "Here, I will build up my bride. I will build up my community, my people," because then people think, "Oh, if you're not in a church, you're not part of his people, his bride." I don't fall into the traditional terms, traditional place of a church person. I'm a person of faith. I am someone who loves the Lord. Full of imperfections and make mistakes all the time, but I'm seeking him as much as I can. I'm trying to better myself as much as I can, knowing that only he can make me better, right? But my culture, my background is in fact a Jewish upbringing. For the most part, I had that culture in my background. And when I grew up coming to worship the Lord, even as someone who believes in the Lord, Yeshua, it was not a church setting, not your traditional church. It was a synagogue setting. And so to me, it's like, well, obviously, if you if you love the Lord and you're following him, you're not going to come to a Hindu temple, because that's not his, that's not where his teachings resides. But where his teachings are, which could be anywhere, on the mountain, by the ocean, could be anywhere. You can meet God in your own home. I do every day. So to me, that was what I perhaps I wish had been different, really. But I highly recommend, though, go out and watch The Chosen if you haven't already. I think we've got 2 days left before the ending or the showing, because it only lasts a short time. I encourage you to watch them. They're just great. They're a blessing. I love you all. I'm gonna make this shorter now because it's already long. Shalom, shalom. Take care.